How are you? It's Kevin Kenny hanging out backstage at the Meadows with the gentlemen of Two Door Cinema Club. How are we, guys?
Hello.
Doing well.
Hanging
Doing
in
very
there?
well. Yeah.
You guys are fresh
just
off a
about.
show. You got your set at 6 p.m. tonight, but you were up in Ithaca, New York.
Yeah, we were. Started the tour 2 days ago at Portland, Maine, Ithaca last night. So we're easing in.
Right on. Is it weird to go from when bands do this, right? You hit tour, but then you have festival dates mixed into tour. Is it weird to go from that to your own shows?
We've spent about the past 4 months doing festivals in Europe, so we're pretty festival ready.
Yeah.
The headline shows feel a bit stranger than the festivals at the moment, so.
Right.
But yeah, like chopping and changing between the two is.
Well, it's a totally different animal. I feel like it doesn't get talked about enough, but you know, there's so many fans here, whereas when you're at a Two Door Cinema Club show, of course, those are
There's
door
no
fans.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
It's like staying over at a friend's house for the day, going to a festival.
Yeah.
You know, you're playing by someone else's rules, not really sure about, you know, what they're going to order from maybe the Chinese takeaway or stuff like that. It's all
I
different.
like that. I haven't heard that, but I like that. That's pretty accurate.
Our own show, pretty common. We're used to that.
Yeah.
Do what you want.
Yeah. What do you change your set at all? Is it?
Yes, well, normally when we play at festivals, we're not headlining, so we are not playing for as long as we want.
Right.
So we alter it by how long we're allowed to play for, usually.
All right.
That's kind of the science.
Hey, you guys are coming up on 10 years as a band, right? Is it this year 10 years?
It was 10 years it was 10 years in March.
It was 10 years in March. You guys do anything special for the big anniversary?
No, we were probably on tour somewhere at the time.
Yeah. Is that how you'd want to spend it though in a perfect world? Is playing?
It'd probably be fitting of a representation of our 10 years together, yeah. But we don't really know when our anniversary is. Sometime.
Well, he said March. It sounds like
Our first demo went online in March of 2007.
wow. Where'd that go up to? Like MySpace
when we got a
back in the day?
MySpace page.
I was gonna
MySpace
say, right?
page,
It's probably
yeah.
MySpace 2007.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have I'd like to kind of go down to each of you guys. Do you have a favorite moment of the past 10 years?
I think like when everything happened the first time around, you know, the first time we signed a record deal, or like the first time we put out an album or put out a single, you know, those kind of things were always the best.
Yeah.
Now we're old and jaded, you know, and nothing feels good anymore, you know. But yeah, I think like when putting out the first album was or a first single that, you know, someone else put out, and it wasn't just us,
Right.
you know, selling it after a show. It was someone else. Like it was actually in a store, you know. Yeah, I think that was probably the best for me anyway.
Favorite moment for the past 10 years?
I really remember the first trip to like Paris, which for us was like, we lived in Belfast in Northern Ireland, and we had to get the ferry over to England and then drive and get another ferry to France. So it took like a couple of days, and we probably hadn't played many shows outside of Ireland at all. So I think the anticipation to like get there, you know, it was a long trip to go and play in some club in Paris. I think now like we would just probably like fly over and fly back that day or something.
Yeah.
So I think the whole sort of, you know, drama around it, being in the van, and we didn't have a hotel when we arrived in France. We just drove throughout the night to get to Paris, and then we went and walked to the Eiffel Tower, and, you know, stuff that you kind of don't really do anymore.
Right. Those humble beginnings, right? That
Yeah.
make you who you are today. What's your favorite moment?
I think making the last record, we'd done all of this for 5-6 years without taking a break, and then we did take a break, and I felt like I'd forgotten how to do everything, and then we got back into the studio, and it was so kind of like rejuvenating, and you know, like a whole new life was breathed into the band, which is what has got us to this 10-year mark, you know. There was a point where none of us knew if we would make it that far, and so like the last record was like a real turning point.
Yeah, you talk about the last record, Game Show. We're coming up on a year already since Game Show came out last October, and that was a big sonic change for you guys. It was kind of a big to-do. You guys, it was a departure from maybe what you sounded like previously, but it was so well received that I've actually heard you guys say now in recent interviews that it's given you a new lease on, I guess, music making, that you encourage you to be more adventurous with your music.
100%, yeah. It came at the perfect time, you know, like after that long break, there was no way that we were going to be able to go back and do the same thing that we had done before. And So not only did we have to do something different, but we were in a totally different place. So doing something different came naturally in a way, and it's always a risk, but nobody can sustain a career doing the same thing for 10 years. And so putting something out that was very different and having it well received, was it kind of inspired us to push the boundaries a little more. It feels like we took some creative license and now we've been given more in return as a result.
Yeah, the risk paid off.
Yeah, for sure.
Right on. Well, guys, thanks for taking the time. Best of luck when you hit the stage
Thank
tonight at
you.
6 p.m. And we appreciate you hanging out.
Thanks a
here.
lot. Pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.